19 Sergeant Central. 19 Sergeant, check.
Slowing down here in the middle of the lanes. You see the large number of units here on scene. Opening that door now, they're going to have that passenger get out of it. What they typically like to do.
You are watching Police Chase.
Starts to slow down. They just gave up an exit. He could have easily pulled off here, but is choosing not to. But I suspect that if he pulls over here and is even close to stopping, officers will move in at a rapid pace here to try to prevent him from getting back on the road and getting back into a chase scene here.
Well, and certainly, Gary, the hope is that this person will decide to pull over and stop and end this peacefully.
And kind of went almost down the exit ramp. He's heading down that ramp, but looks like he's about to change his mind and pull back on the highway, much to the frustration, I'm sure, of these police officers that he's not pulling over. Glad, I'm sure, that he's staying on the highway, but slowing down.
Exit, and that feeder road is Brentwood Star Road. All right, and take a look at this this wide picture as Gary shows us the traffic situation. Take a look at that. You can see all of that traffic stopped along the eastbound lanes of I-30 near Oakland Boulevard, where police are trying to stop this white Nissan Sentra. That is an incredible thing to see, Gary, and just an idea, some bit of evidence of how this is affecting so many people right now. Yeah,
those people have to be very frustrated because there's a line of police officers that's not letting anybody through, and you know, they're not going to. There really is no place at this point. You can see the folks on the side of the road. Again, he's stopping, starting, stopping, starting. It's obvious he's not going to outrun them, but yet he continues to do this and refuses to give up. So there's something a little off here in terms of what the plan is here. I can tilt up here and show you a little bit, but there is no other offer on here for quite some time. I'm looking at least a half a mile, if not more. I don't want to pan too far off this, but at least a half a mile or more before there's another exit or an opportunity for this person to get off the highway.
Okay, and Gary, as we continue
about all these folks, I don't believe any of these folks are news media, would be my guess, maybe one or two. That's just the public hoping to catch a glimpse of what's going on. Now, granted, they're up on top and out of harm's way in that area, but that's the kind of stuff that they're dealing with, and officers don't have time to deal with that, and they probably won't deal with that particular incident unless it becomes a problem traffic-wise, but they've got bigger issues to take care of here, keeping folks who are on.
The officers themselves so far, right?
Okay, I'm giving you a tight shot here. I'll zoom in here a second, and you'll see that this person has a cell phone. He appears to be talking on his cell phone. He's looking out the window, possibly at us at the attraction, and just weaving. We don't see anybody in either the front seat or the back seat, but it appears to be an empty vehicle. But very, very casual, acting very casual as he one hand drives with one hand and visits on a cell phone with somebody on the other hand. And a very unusual shot here of being able to actually look inside this car and try and figure out what is going on here. You can see, again, moving his hands, changing the vehicle, more interested in what the sideshow is outside than anything else. And unfortunately, that's probably feeding his desire not to pull over. That, you know, he's creating a sideshow spectacle, and he's probably pretty proud of himself for doing it.
Yeah, he does have a bit of a smirk on his face, at least from what we're seeing right now, this picture you're showing. And let me say that just a while ago we passed the Cooks Lane Bridge, and we're now hearing from Fort Worth Police that they, in fact, have gone onto that bridge and told people to get off quite quickly, and for two reasons. And this should be emphasized to the people who are ahead of this chase, that this person has a history of we don't know his name. Police obviously do. This person has a history of non-compliance and apparently some experience with the carrying of weapons. So this is why police are very concerned about people standing too close or impeding traffic or giving them some difficulty in trying to bring this chase to a close. Right now his windows are all up, so that means that police, I think, feel relatively comfortable. Looks like he's speeding up a little bit, Gary, from what he was before.
Yeah, speeding up a bit, and I see him spending more time looking out the window than he does looking at the road. But of course, traffic's been stopped, so he doesn't have much to worry about in terms of traffic in front of him. But much to his amusement, looking at us possibly and/or the traffic on the side.
Right behind him, his hazards are on.
So this camera shot is headed east as he comes, is headed west actually, as he comes east toward our camera, and that's what that looks like. A blocked I-30. Nobody is on this road except for that one motorist and the police officers who are following.
And now we've got sound. So this is what people are hearing coming toward them, which would explain why so many folks were getting out of their cars to look, because they could hear this. And you see that flat tire there.
Yeah,
the right passenger tire is flat. So, which is why this person has been driving at speeds of, around 10 miles per hour for such a long time.
Something else to take into consideration is that's what he is hearing as well. He's been listening to those sirens the entire time.
Wow.
And I can tell you from riding inside a squad car with the sirens going, it'll wear you down.
It's loud.
In addition to speakers, we understand the police have been speaking to this person through loudspeakers.
And he's trying to carry on a telephone conversation as well.
Right.
So this is eastbound. This is East Chase, the East Chase overpass. We just passed underneath on eastbound I-30. You saw the news media there watching this as it goes by. And right now we're getting very close to Arlington. Arlington police are going to be standing by, doing the same things we're seeing police do at Fort Worth do as far as trying to clear people off those roads.
And as we...
Go ahead.
He's just, you'll see here on your screen here, just a second, he's going to pop up on the grass here, change his mind at the last minute, and get off again back on an exit. I'm a little bit ahead of you only because we're on a delay, so I apologize for that. But you'll see him, he's changing his mind at the last minute, cutting across grass, cutting through an intersection. There were some officers that looked like they were blocking him off, not allowing him to go further on 30, and I believe that's what may have prompted him to do that at the last minute. And now we're running along the access road of I-30, approaching, I believe, well, we're about a mile from Six Flags, into a parking lot. We'll see him into a parking lot here. Officers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 officers speeding up here, and he's going to turn left into this parking lot. A lot of officers speeding up, trying to contain this, but they're having a problem here, scooting through this traffic. Luckily, not a lot of folks in this parking lot. He's going to turn here and then come back out, and it appears he's going to get back on a north-south road, but not sure what that is.
Yeah, Gary, let me, you're on, obviously you're seeing this live. We're on a bit of a delay. Let us see if we can talk this through here. Now headed southbound, of course. Make a left turn here.
6.
Relatively close right now, turning all the way around, so he's going back
6.
to the north right now.
White four-door car has been leading police on this chase. They've been on I-30 for 2 hours. Here they are now in a residential part of Arlington. You see he just turned left into some kind of, we can assume it's some kind of open parking lot.
Okay, this is the old TxDOT depot off of I-30. And you see him just pick up speed there and rush through. And again, this is still on a flat tire. That's what we see him doing, right there on a flat tire. And he's driving over the median here and back onto Collins and around the traffic. Some very dangerous maneuvers here as we continue to watch this driver flee police.
So he is right at I-30 in Collins. Up until now, this chase hasn't been that dramatic. He's been leading police going maybe 5 miles per hour on the highway, but then a short time ago he gets off the highway. He's now in Arlington, and now he's driving erratically through city streets. We've seen him go through neighborhoods. He's going in and out, in between cars. He's whizzed by children walking on the sidewalk. He has no regard for any traffic, and there you see him
driving on the. This is just so you know where we are. This is the road to Six Flags that he's about to get on right now. So this is North Arlington.
westbound toward Cooper. On the right-hand side should be some kind of a golf course. Uh-oh. Well, now he's moved off of the main road, so this should be interesting to see. Gary, you can see where he's headed. I don't know what is through there. Looks like he's trying to get...
This is an empty parking lot, a construction strip zone. Officers are moving in really soon. They really wanted to catch him inside there, but now he's making his way back to the road, and he actually will probably get out of this parking area and back onto the road again, which is really disappointing because traffic is picking up, the speed is picking up. And
he's southbound now on that would be southbound on Collins. Gary, if I'm correct, what you'll see up ahead of him on the left-hand side, a few blocks down, should be the stadium, and on the right-hand side, of course, all kinds of traffic. But again, this is the busiest area in terms of retail for Arlington, I think, in North Arlington, right, Gary?
Yeah, it's very crowded here. Okay, you'll see them cutting up across a sidewalk over a restaurant. I'm speaking just a little bit ahead here, but it is a very busy section of town. A lot of traffic, not a lot of pedestrian traffic, thankfully. But you'll see him cutting across here. Look at that, cutting across onto the streets. Again, trying to shorten his route and trying to lose these guys. But back out now is going the wrong way down a street. This is just increased dramatically in danger. One way down what appears to be, this is the ramp to get off on one of these streets here. It's one way, and he's going the wrong way. And here comes a...
Go ahead, Gary. I think this is very dangerous. He's on the ramp to go the wrong way to the service road, getting off of 20. He may realize that, but he's going to have to turn around now. Well, there he goes. So he's getting on now, Gary. He's going to be going eastbound on 30. Is that correct?
Yes, eastbound on 30. He almost got hit by that red car, but now he's back on I-30 eastbound, picking up the speed yet again and trying to get back on the highway, and he probably will be successful to that here just in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, he has found his way now back onto the freeway. In just a second, he'll be going past there. What you'll see and coming up in just a couple of minutes, Six Flags will be on your right-hand side, 360. And then, of course, headed after that, of course, into 161, and then, of course, into Grand Prairie. But looks like he has managed to find his way back onto the freeway. Police officers, of course, trying to catch up with him right now.
Yeah, he's actually lost quite a few of them. He's still got one or two behind him, but he lost a whole bunch of them. And but they're still got him in view, and obviously the helicopter does. And they're right next to him on the road. They're just waiting for that road to merge and allow them to get right back on. But now they have the chore of breaking up this traffic again and keeping people away from this event. And it's almost like they have to start all over again. And that, again, more strain on Fort Worth's resources. This is a very difficult situation for them.
Yeah, he's about to pass two major roads. 360 will be coming up in just a second. So 360 and I-30. He's on I-30 eastbound, headed toward Dallas. So that, where he is right there, I cannot remember the name of that road. But it's also a main exit. But Ballpark Way also coming up relatively quickly. But after that will be 360, and then shortly after that will be, I think, 161. If we're heading north on 161. But right now, again, on I-30, looks like he's headed to the east, headed toward the Grand Prairie right now. Police officers again behind him in this pursuit that's been going on now since about 1:45 that we have been following all of this. So the best part of the afternoon they've been following him. We initially heard that this was a simple traffic stop, but now we've learned, based upon sources that Lauren Zakalik has, that this individual may have some extensive involvement with the justice system in terms of having gone to prison for drugs. May also be a suspect in terms of being a drug dealer right now. And is trying to elude police because of the situation that he's experienced in the past. Tanya Iser joins us now. She's got some more information. Tanya, again, has extensive background with regard to dealing with law enforcement. I understand that he's going to wreck out. Watch this picture as we come up. That's a police unit you see there. Let's see what happens as he pushes to the right.
There we go.
There's the bumper.
Yep, they're getting him stopped. That was a SWAT vehicle. Yeah, you see Fort Worth SWAT on the side of it.
Using the SWAT vehicle. Looks like a person trying to get out of the back right there.
Apparently.
Police officers coming out, both sides of them.
Oh, sorry.
Police officers coming out both sides of him right now. some smoke coming from the white car of the suspect. Officers trying to come into the inside. Again, this chase has come to a close, asking him to get out, and it looks like he either cannot or will not. You see them poking at the window. They'll be coming around to the other side and momentarily. This is a SWAT unit that's come around that's brought this to a close. Police officers, again, there he is, trying to crawling out the window right now. Police officers come around, grab him, pull him out of the vehicle, bringing him to the ground now. Officers look like they're securing the situation. They don't seem to be concerned about anyone else being inside. They brought the suspect out of the vehicle. It has wrecked. So it looks like the officers are okay. The suspect now in custody. Police officers securing the scene. Tanya Iser joins me. Tanya, did you get a chance to see all that? Having some difficult...
Oh, I'm watching it right now. Obviously, they used one of their SWAT vehicles to bring this thing to an end. Talking to law enforcement folks, what they're saying, obviously this became a life safety issue to allow this to continue, and that's why they got the SWAT vehicle involved and ended this thing in the way they did. We'll have more on the 4 about this, obviously.
Tanya, I cannot.
We'll be taking a break now, and
like
obviously we'll have more on the 4 o'clock show.
Into custody. Let's take a short break. News 8 at 4 starts in just a moment.
You're watching NBC5 News First at 4, and as we begin the 4 o'clock hour, we continue to follow this chase that has wound through Tarrant County for the last couple of hours. It started out as a slow-speed chase with a number of police officers in pursuit, and now it continues through Arlington.
Don, what's happening right now?
Now you see at the top part of our screen a tactical vehicle involved. There may be plans to end this pursuit with the tactical team at some point on the freeway.
All right, Don, so we've been watching this go down for a couple of hours. If it looks like they're getting ready to use a tactical team, why hadn't they done this before? What would your guess be?
That's something that Fort Worth PD will have to answer. There have been a number of opportunities for them to stop him on the freeway when he was going much slower. However, it appeared they wanted to try and negotiate with him to get him to pull over safely instead of having to use some sort of force. You see parts of the tire are now starting to shred off that car, and he's going to get to a point where he's not able to control it as well.
He's going to have to pull over at some point. That tire, we just saw a piece of it fly off. Police in pursuit, but traffic still going by.
They just went by the ballpark, and here he is going around other vehicles that are there on the highway. A number of police cruisers are right behind him. And as you can tell, it doesn't look like he has any plan on slowing down.
And if you are wondering where they are right now, they just passed Six Flags, the amusement park, on the right side. So this is eastbound I-30. This tire on this car is shredding. We just saw a piece fly off. There is a tactical vehicle.
And it appears the tactical vehicle is executing a pit maneuver. They've put him into the wall.
They've stopped it.
This vehicle is stopped.
Right at 30 and 360, Don. What's happening?
Right now they'll make a felony stop. They'll try and get him to get out of the car unless the tactical team removes him from the car.
Okay, so now you see officers out, guns drawn, pointed right at the suspect. They don't know what he has in the car. They don't know if he's armed. And there you see them trying to get him to come out.
They've taken decisive action to stop this pursuit. They're trying to get him out of the vehicle at this point. He doesn't appear to be cooperating. I don't know if he's been disabled in this crash or if he's simply not cooperating. It looks like he's climbing out the window now.
And he is obviously not going to get any further than where he's gone.
So police have him on the ground. And this is a very different team that had been following him than we saw patrol officers following him earlier. Who are these guys, Don?
This appears to be the tactical team from Fort Worth PD, and at some point you saw the vehicles change. You saw a pickup truck, a four-door pickup truck involved, and you certainly saw this heavy vehicle involved. And I think at some point when they entered the city of Arlington and got to a residential area, Fort Worth PD made the decision it's time to end this pursuit on our terms and not his terms.
So this suspect is now down, taken into custody by police. They pulled him out of that car as he tried to climb out of the back window there after police SWAT stopped this vehicle. And what we can say is, after having watched this for 2 hours, is that we did not see any other vehicles involved in an accident because of this. It does not appear that any other citizens were hurt because of this lengthy chase. And again, police have now ended this chase right there in the middle lanes of I-30 eastbound, not far from Six Flags.
And I-30 is where most of this chase happened. They received the suspect on his feet. Again, we do not know why he was running from police. We do not know whether this all started with a traffic stop or an attempted traffic stop.
And so I think once he got into a residential neighborhood in Arlington, they decided it was time to go ahead and intervene and see if they couldn't bring a safe end to this pursuit.
And there is our suspect. We've been watching for the last couple of hours in a chase that moved slowly down I-30 on both directions, and then just ended in Arlington near 360 and I-30, not far from Six Flags. And he is there on the side of the road with some injuries to his face, which could have occurred when police stopped the car, or even when he attempted to climb out of the back window. But he does appear to have some blood on his face, and you do see medics attending to him there on the road.
So this is happening right in the middle of I-30. This all started there in East Fort Worth at about 1:45. It went all the way to Ridgemar Mall, then went back to the east side, all at very slow rates of speed, between 5 to 10 miles per hour, and then it wound its way through Arlington. The suspect led police through the city streets of Arlington, around the ballpark, around Six Flags Over Texas, around neighborhoods as well, going in and out through traffic, going the wrong way on some roads. Then he eventually got back onto I-30, and that's when you saw what just happened. The pit maneuver, the SWAT team came in, got this guy to stop, and pulled him out of the car, and there he is assessing him.
Yeah,
and there they are assessing him.
And they are treating him right now, treating his injuries. You see them putting a neck brace on them. And you know, we should point out we've been following this for a couple of hours, and this is our first good look at this suspect. We saw him on the phone in the car and looking out of the window, but now we see him head on. Exactly the person we've been watching police follow for this length of time. They just put a neck brace on him. We did see the EMTs there just checking him out and checking to make sure to see if he has any injuries, and you do see a stretcher there. We saw an ambulance following behind for quite a distance, and you see that they're about to put him on a backboard there and possibly take him off in an ambulance.
Don, with all your years of experience with the Dallas County Sheriff's Department, do you think that this ended the way it should have?
Oh, absolutely. At some point, it becomes so dangerous that you have to intervene and shut the chase down. And it got to that point.
How much time do you think we can? How much time you have? Can we stick it out till they put him on the gurney? Jack, when they put him in the ambulance, we're going to have to go.